Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. So I thought it would be fun to take you guys along with me while I got ready, because Friday we took family pictures. So I'm just going to take you guys along, let you guys know what I do to get ready for like a photo shoot. I do tend to do a lot more makeup in here than like my normal stuff. So right now I was breaking out so bad from hormonal acne, so I just took like a kind of darker shade, lighter shade of foundation and put it all over those blemishes. And now I'm just going to be taking my CoverGirl foundation and spotting it all over my face. My mom used to do this. I think she still does this. And so when I first started doing makeup, I started to do this as well. So that's why I'm dotting it all over my face. But this is the CoverGirl foundation. I think it's I don't know what the brand is, but it's the brown lid in the glass bottle. That kind. And I'm just going to dot it all over and then blend it out with my beauty blender. So this foundation isn't full coverage at all, as you can kind of tell, but I do think that it takes photos very well. Anytime that I've ever worn it in photos compared to a different foundation, I've loved this type more. So that's why I kind of went with this one, even though it's not as full coverage, but it does take photos very well. And then after adding like concealer and the powder, the pressed powder that does go with this foundation, it is full coverage. So I am now taking concealer. I'm taking my Arbonne concealer to really conceal my under eye bags, and then I'm taking a CoverGirl concealer on top to brighten it up more. So I am now taking the pressed powder that I mentioned earlier and putting that all over my face. I do put it over my concealer as well, because I don't want it to have a more dewy look than the rest of my face. I will take a glow palette here in just a minute and apply the glow powder where I placed my concealer, so that it does give it a little bit more of a brighter effect. The glow palette that I'm using is by L'Oreal, and it does have a very nice glowy shimmery finish, and it looks amazing in the sunlight, and it looks very well in photos. So if you are looking for anything like that, I do recommend trying out the L'Oreal glow palette, because it really is so good. So before doing the rest of my face, I just decided to start with my eyes. Now the dress that I was wearing for photos was a kind of mauve pinkish tint, so I kind of wanted my eyes to go with my dress. So right now I'm just taking kind of like a pinkish brownish tint from a L'Oreal eyeshadow palette and putting that all over the crease of my eye. So now I'm going to be taking a really deep plum color. This is from one of my Arbonne eyeshadow palettes, and I'm just putting that inside my crease and all over the outside of my lid as well. So now I'm going to be taking that same color with my finger and putting it on the outside of my lid. I feel like putting it on with my finger really keeps the color intact. It makes it really vibrant. Now I'm going to be taking my big blending brush and just blending all of those colors together. I did add just a little bit more of that little mauve brownish tint in the crease, and then blending the colors on my eyelid to go into my crease as well. And then don't worry, I know it's really messy. I'll be cleaning it up with concealer in just a minute. Now I'm taking concealer and putting it on the inside of my inner eye, just because I'm going to be putting like a gold shimmery kind of color, so I don't want it to have any of that little plum underneath. So I'm just going to take that concealer and kind of just clean it up a little bit. Now I'm taking that same deep plum color from the Arbonne palette and putting it on my lower lash line just to kind of draw in a little bit more plum, and it really makes my eyes pop. So I'm done with my eyeshadow, and now I'm going to be taking my bronzer, and I'm using the NYX bronzer for this, and it is the darkest shade, I believe. So when applying bronzer, I do the 3, the temple, the cheekbone, and then the jawline. I'm also bringing it down my neck and then going to be bronzing up my collarbones because we are taking pictures and I'm wearing a dress that is strapped, or it just has really thin straps. So I just kind of wanted all that to be nice and bronzed as well. So now I'm just taking some blush. This is part of an e.l.f. blush palette that has 3 different shades. I love it. And you'll have to excuse my husband Bailey, who's always crushing on my videos, but I'm just putting those on the apples of my cheek, and then I also put it on the tip of my nose. So now I'm going to be taking my e.l.f. highlighter and putting that on. It does seem like I'm putting on a lot, but I was sitting in front of a window and I kind of do want it to be popping in the photo, so I was putting it on my cheekbones, my cupid's bow, and my nose. Now I'm going to be doing my brows. I don't do a lot for these. I'm not a brow queen, but I do take a dark shade in an eyeshadow palette and I just kind of fill them in a little bit and darken them up, but that's about it. Now it is time for some mascara. This is my Arbonne mascara, and is mascara anybody else's favorite part of a makeup routine? I love putting mascara on. So now I'm going to put my lipstick on. I'm just putting a nude pink Maybelline brand on all over my lips and then kind of lining them a little bit, and then I'm going to be taking a deeper pink, kind of like a magenta e.l.f. lipstick, and just putting that on the middle and kind of blotting it out. So now I'm going to start curling my hair. I don't part my hair to curl or anything. I start at the back and move to the front. I'm going to be doing kind of medium to smaller curls. I just kind of want bouncy, loose curls that are a little bit more thinner. This is a clamp curling iron, but I hate the way that it looks when it's like used by the clamp, so I'm just using it as a wand. So after curling this side of my head, before brushing out my curls like I normally do, I just went ahead and hairsprayed it so that the curls could hold a bit more, and I did all of these curls away from my face. So after doing this side, I'm going to do the same thing with the curls and just kind of hairspray them before really brushing them out. So now I'm going to be taking a little chunk of hair, leaving pieces in the front of my face, and I'm just going to start French braiding this piece just a little bit. I'm not good at explaining how to French braid because I do it different than a lot of people, but I'm just going to start French braiding it a little bit down. So after I finish the French braid, I'm going to tie it off with an elastic. I'm going to pull just like a little bit of the hairs out of the braid, and then I'm going to take the hairs underneath the ponytail and kind of bring them together and then secure them with an elastic as well, and then flip that ponytail inside out. So now I'm going to take the ponytail of the French braid and do the exact same thing that I just did with the hair underneath the ponytail, and just keep doing it until I get my desired length, but I'm always going to be using the hair from the French braid ponytail. So I finished a little braiding piece. It's kind of just like a French braid, then going into a fishtail, and now I'm just going to touch up some curls that I think need to be a little bit more curly. So now I'm just going to hairspray all of that, and then taking my Tresemme volumizer, I'm going to also spray that at my roots and just kind of give it a little bit more volume. And this is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me and seeing how I get ready for family photos. Make sure you follow me over on Instagram so that you can see how the family photos turned out. Let me know in the comments if you try this little simple, cute hairdo, perfect for photo shoot, if you're a bride, bridal shower, baby shower, all of those things. Thanks for coming along with me, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!